evening. Call into order the City of Cape Canaveral Community Appearance Board meeting of June 15th, 2022. Patty, please call the roll.
Mr. Wasserman,
Here.
Mr. Nienstadt,
Here.
Ms. Trulock, and Ms. Whitehead. Here. I'll make a note that Jalinda and Pamela were not here.
Okay, thank you. And if they join, it can be an issue. We do have a quorum present, so we can go ahead and move forward and conduct business. Thanks everyone for being able to come out and meet up this evening. We have a pretty brief agenda, it looks like. Number one as well, actually, do we have to swear anyone in? Before we go on?
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Okay.
Or you can do it at that point in the meeting. Your call, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and offer to swear anyone in who plans to speak on behalf of an application. If you plan to do so this evening, please stand if you're able to and raise your right hand.
Are you waiting for me?
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to present this evening is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Thank you very much. Okay, so the first item for this evening is the approval of the meeting minutes from March 16th, 2022. Board members should have a slightly revised copy, I believe, from what was issued earlier. So I'd invite board members to take a look at that and review it if you haven't already. Motion to approve the minutes of March 16th as revised.
I second it.
Okay, there's a favor to approve the minutes as revised from the 16th. It's been seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are passed. Thank you very much. And next up, we have, the second and last item for consideration this evening is a level 2 application for a wall mural located at 543 Washington Avenue. And as we're accustomed to, I'd like to invite Mr. David Vicky to present the staff reports and any other comments he feels are pertinent.
Yes, be happy to, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. And hello, everybody. It's been a while since I've been here before this board, and it's very nice. Very comfortable group, and thank you.
Good to see you.
And welcome to our residents as well, our applicants. This is a unique situation we have in front of us this evening. I'm not sure I've ever dealt with this and with a mural. This is a first of, in several ways, it's a first. It's the first residential mural that we've ever dealt with here in the city that I'm aware of. We've had a number of commercial applications and commercial approvals, which I'm sure the board members recall. If not, some at the VFW and the Legion, I think, are several murals. And then there's a Core Surf, just a little bit to the south of us, has a mural on their north-facing wall. There may be a few others, but those are the ones that are jumping out at me. But those have all been commercial projects. This is a residential project. And so, obviously the issues are similar to a point. They're also different. You're starting to introduce murals into residential settings. And that has a whole, perhaps a different criteria that we need to look at. But as the staff report indicates, this is a kind of, this is an after the fact application. The mural, our code enforcement folks saw this a couple of months ago. I think it was in April. And the applicant's been very great to work with, very forthcoming. She agreed to apply and has done so, and that's the application that you have as part of your packet. And Patty, would you advance the slides? I think I'm moving forward quickly. My mouth is running a lot quicker than nothing happening on the side arrows. Yeah, we just had it going. Well, there's pictures in the, there we go.
I see it. Just
We
advance
just,
to the
move one
agenda.
more. Move forward one more, please. Okay, here is an aerial of the structure, the property, I believe it's a duplex. And north is towards the top of the screen. That's North Atlantic. And over to the northeast is Cherry Down Park. And immediately north of the property is, I'll just call it the elementary school complex area. Please, one more, Patty? It does have a mind of its own, doesn't it? All right. We're just getting into the good slides on the next ones. Well, Patty will keep trying, and I'll attempt to create a beautiful picture with my words. We'll see how your imaginations are. Oh, there is a photo of pre-mural. I'm not sure how far in the past, so pre is kind of a general statement, but that was prior to the mural. And again, there's the structure, there's the south-facing wall that we're looking at there with the blue door, the blue inset door. And again, that's North Atlantic, Ridgewood on the right side. One more, Patty? There we go. Now we're to the meat and potatoes. This is the mural. I'm not sure if any of you have seen it yet. It's quite large. It certainly makes a statement. And it's obviously we all can see what it's themed on. It's obviously an ocean theme with one of our wonderful sea turtles on there. And I'm gonna just go take a tangent here just for a second. Excuse me if you'll indulge me. I'd like to ask the applicant, in that picture towards the top, the eave, towards the top of the mural, is that a rocket contrail? Okay, I was assuming that's what it was, but I wasn't sure. Yes, okay, thank you. Thank you for indulging me. And so those are the photos that we have this evening. I do want to run through the staff report quickly so we can kind of buttress our decision-making here with some facts and some legalities. Our code does prohibit murals. They're not allowed unless the Community Appearance Board approves them. And the code has criteria that this board needs to consider as you're making your decision. However, they're general criteria, and they're listed here. Now, not all criteria are applicable to all requests. Obviously, looking at a mural in a residential setting is different than looking at a 6-story hotel on North Atlantic. So there's some discretion here that needs to be used by the board. And I think that, I'm not going to go through each of the criteria. I'm assuming that the board has already done that in preparation for this meeting. The only thing I would say is that my view, this board can decide for yourselves, but my view of the main responsibility of the board is to make sure that what is presented before you is consistent and compatible and lends to the nature of the community. And I think that's perhaps a good filter to look at applications and look at what's being presented. Is it harmonious? That's a key word that's used a lot through that section, this section of code that applies to the Community Appearance Board. And so that's all I'm going to say about that. I am going to finish my presentation by saying that our recommendation is that the board review and approve the Level 2 application for a wall mural located at 543 Washington Avenue. And that recommendation is based on the criteria, my interpretation of the criteria, and applying it to this specific application. And Mr. Chairman, that does conclude my remarks. If there's any specific questions for me, I'd be happy to answer them. As I indicated, the applicant is here, so if the board would like to hear from the applicant as well, she's available.
Thank you, Mr. Dickey. I appreciate it. And thank you, ma'am, for answering the question earlier. Just for the record, you are Ms. Sydney Field? Okay, correct. Do you care to, I'd invite you to advance to the podium here and add anything that you feel might be additionally pertinent to what Mr. Dickey had presented. Okay. Thanks. Well, let me invite the board members to either ask a question of Mr. Dickey or Ms. Field. If you have any. Looks good to me.
My only question is, I guess you were unaware that you're supposed to go through the procedure before you painted? Is that the? Okay. Right, right. I have to say there are similar murals on houses on Aurora and Presidents. If you go down those streets, very similar murals on those
Yes,
houses. So
it's,
it's certainly in keeping with the nature. It would just be nice if people would go through the process. But I don't think we've made people aware of the fact there is a process to do that.
Well, I think the duty is, I mean, I think it's on
On the
the
homeowner.
The duty
Yeah,
is on the
right,
property
right.
owner to be aware of the local ordinances and
Yeah.
laws. But yeah, I think I definitely appreciate the fact that someone can put a lot of time and effort into something that's at risk, if it's not
Right.
deemed to be
Right.
harmonious and acceptable. Let me just ask, just to make sure, this is paint, correct? It's paint, it's not like a wrap or anything like that? It's, okay. Okay. And I do believe too, if I remember, didn't we have a sea-themed or water-themed mural at the park that we approved not too long ago?
at Canaveral Park, up by the school.
I believe so. Was it a
Yeah.
sailfish or?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I think we are on record with approving kind of a similar type kind of, and of course, I like the fact, the city, sun, sea and space. Did I say that in order? Space, sea, and sun. So, I like the fact that it integrates into, the city's kind of theme motto that the visioning group had come up with several years ago, I think, so I like that aspect of it. And I also think that, if, well, I hesitate to say this, Patty, but if you back up one to the before, if it's possible, fingers crossed. Maybe it's easier to go backwards than forwards. Yeah, I, to me, I think aesthetically it integrates. You've got that vertical integration there with, I think it's maybe some banana trees and palms off to the side. Colors match up well. I don't know if you planned that, but to me, I think that doesn't detract from the harmony with the immediate surrounding. Yeah, I understand. He just wants you to make sure, and we haven't voted on anything yet, but if we do approve this, I expect that the building department does, they will, of course, we all degrade with time, correct, and sun and exposure. So, a mural that looks great in the present day might need some touch up and additional work as time progresses. And I leave that for the building department to evaluate kind of on a, case by case basis and, either recommend action or removal at some point down the line. But again, getting ahead of things a little bit, because we have had a few murals in the past, and that's something I always make sure I always add, and that's something that looks great today. Just like we all age and look a little different after spending some time in the sun. You want to be keen to that moving forward too. Any questions or comments from the board?
How do your neighbors feel? Have they made comments? Oh. Honestly, I walked past and all I saw was the blue turtle in the front. We go from the street and we get stuff. I couldn't figure out the, I honestly couldn't figure out the address. Because the address. Very good.
Okay. Yeah, so thank you for asking that, and I presume, I don't see anyone else present at the meeting, either speak for or against. I presume the building department hasn't received complaints in regards to
No,
the mural.
no, Mr. Chairman. we haven't.
Do I hear a motion with regards to the level 2 application for the mural at 543 Washington Avenue?
Make a motion that we approve the mural at 543 Washington.
I second it.
Thank you. So yeah, we have a motion as well as a second to approve the mural there at 543 Washington Avenue. Any additional questions or information that we need to know of? Yes, please. Great to hear. Good, good. That's really great. Mr. Dickey will keep him on speed dial. We get, well, I guess the south gets a lot of sun. The southern exposure gets a lot of sun. I will add some. Okay, yeah, again, we have a motion. It's been seconded. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, the motion passes. Thank you. I appreciate your time this evening. And nice job with the mural out there.
That place looks so much better than it used to, so thank you for that.
One comment, I think Elena had a good point. What we'll do is we'll put a photo and a little write-up in our weekly update we put out every week on this approval tonight. But I think we'll also reiterate that, hey, these are cool. We like these, but there's a process to follow. And
Yeah, thank you.
It's simple and pretty straightforward. I don't think it's very expensive. So we'll hit that again.
Yeah, that is a real great idea. Thank you for thinking about something along those lines. Yeah, everything we can do to help our community do something right, I'm all for it. Any other news or information coming on the pike?
Feel nice, yeah.
Is it being well used? Are there a lot of people going or not yet? Yes. Yes. It's
Oh,
crowded.
great. Good to hear. Yeah, that's a nice looking facility.
October.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
We don't know. I got mine too.
Yep. Great to hear. Yeah, yep. I noticed too, the retail parcel just to the south of here looks like it's being renovated now too. Oh, it's actually not even gonna, it's a tear down, huh? Okay, gotcha. It looks, yeah. Okay, gotcha. Will do. Okay. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
I'll second. Before we do so, I'd like to thank our sheriff deputy for being present. Sir, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. All in favor of adjourning, say aye. Aye.